What's going on, guys? My name is Rising, and welcome back to another gun guide for Call of Duty Mobile. In this series, we'll be focusing on in-depth breakdowns, tips, builds, and class setups for every single weapon in Call of Duty Mobile's multiplayer. And today, we'll be covering the ICR-1 assault rifle. First appeared in Black Ops 3, the ICR-1 is a prototype of the real-life HK-416 assault rifle designed by the German weapons manufacturer Heckler & Koch. The ICR is a 4 to 5 shot kill weapon, dealing 30 damage in the initial damage range, dropping down to 24 at longer ranges. It has a 1.4 times multiplier to the head, 1.2 times to the upper torso, and 1.1 times to the lower torso. This means headshots are quite useful for this weapon, and you have to hit only a single shot to the head in the initial damage range and 2 shots to the head in the second damage range mixed in with body shots to reduce it to a 3-shot kill. Upper torso shots can also help it to reduce the shots to kill at all ranges. However, lower arm shots are practically useless on this weapon. The rate of fire is slow for an assault rifle at 600 RPM. This means our time to kill will be 300 milliseconds up close and 400 milliseconds at longer ranges. However, if you can achieve the 3-shot kill, your time to kill now becomes 200 milliseconds, which is good, but slower than most other weapons which can achieve a 3-shot kill at a much faster time to kill. Till now, the time to kill looks very slow, but if we look at its range profile, our 4-shot range is very impressive at 38 meters, beyond which it is an infinite 5-shot kill. There are very few assault rifles in this game which features an infinite 5-shot kill, and thus it makes long-range encounters much more reasonable. And if we compare the ICR to other top-tier options, we see that it has good mid to long-range time to kill, but at closer ranges it is very slow. So if you want to use this weapon, your best interest should be in those mid to longer ranges, unless you can achieve the 3-shot kill in the initial damage range. Let us look at its accuracy stats now. And as we can see, the ICR has average ADS bullet spread for an assault rifle. And for the hit-fire spread also, it is more or less average. The hit flinch is slightly worse, however, it has an above-average bullet impact. Let's look at the recoil now, and as you can see, it kicks right upward with a very slight horizontal shift, and most of them is vertical. Another huge thing to point out here is that the kick between shots is also incredibly low, which is quite an uncommon scenario for most of the assault rifles in this game. And thus it makes the ICR one of the easiest weapons to use. Moving on, the aim down sight time is 250 milliseconds, and the sprint to fire time is 150 milliseconds, both of which are standard for an assault rifle. The mobility stats are also bang on average for an assault rifle. The ICR is thus pretty standard in this department. The magazine capacity is also standard at 30 rounds with 120 in reserve. It reloads in 1.28 seconds with an empty reload time of 1.33 seconds. And with that, we've covered all the base stats of the ICR-1. There's one last unique attachment that I want to cover for this weapon. This is the MacroMag IFS magazine attachment. With this, we can convert the ICR into more like a traditional LMG. As we can see, all of our handling and mobility values are reduced by quite a bit, which are in the lines of a light machine gun. Our magazine capacity is now 65 rounds, with 260 in reserve. Although it is not stated, but the reload times are also reduced by 30% with this attachment. We also get a higher bullet impact and material penetration. Additionally, our damage ranges are also boosted slightly by 10%. Overall, it is a nice attachment for this weapon, as the ICR should be played passively after all.
And now that we've dealt with this attachment, it's the perfect time to see how to build this weapon efficiently. I've got 2 builds for you today, dedicated for 2 different playstyles. The first one is the balanced build, where we have the YKM integral suppressor for concealment, no stock for better mobility, granulated grip tape for increased accuracy, and FMJ and MacroMag IFS for improved material penetration, along with the other benefits that the MacroMag offers. The combination of FMJ and the mag enables full damage against material with medium thickness, so if they're behind some form of moderate cover, you can kill them without any damage decrement. With this build, we have increased our ranges by 10% because of the MacroMag, which means now our 4-shot kill range extends up to 40.7 meters. This is a great range profile and makes it very effective at longer ranges. You can see the comparison with other top-tier weapons. All of our mobility values are decreased apart from the ADS movement speed. The recoil is increased slightly, but it is still very easy to control, and you won't be any problem controlling it at longer ranges. I've also got a second build for you guys. This is made more of a traditional LMG playstyle. We have the monolithic suppressor and the marksman barrel for concealment, range, accuracy, and stability. No stock for improved mobility, and the FMJ and MacroMag. With this build, we do reduce our handling and mobility values by quite a lot, but as mentioned, this is supposed to be played like an LMG, and so it is perfectly fine. But on the brighter side, we have a massive 70% range boost, which means our 4-shot range now extends up to 62.9 meters, which is basically the entirety of the map for the case of most multiplayer maps in this game. This means that now you can 4-shot anybody, anywhere on the map, and we also have the advantage of FMJ and MacroMag combo, allowing you to deal full damage to enemies behind moderate cover. This makes the ICR even better than an LMG, although you won't have the LMG perks such as Disable and a larger mag size, which is 100 for the case of most LMGs in this game.
And as expected, you can see everything in red here. So if you want to use this build, you must play very passively like an LMG. As for an example class setup, for respawns, we have the FHJ-18 for taking down streaks, but you can also take a melee for faster sprint. We have the perk Greed Red as our wild card, allowing us to carry 2 red perks, which we have Dauntless and Flak Jacket in this case, and for the other 2 perks we have Quick Fix and Hardline. You may swap out Hardline for Firepower support if you want. For the lethal equipment we have a Molotov Cocktail, and for the tactical we have a trophy system. Operator skills and score streaks can be chosen as preference. For Search and Destroy, we have a melee and secondary for rushing. The perks remain the same apart from using Dead Silence in the blue perk slot. We have a contact grenade as the lethal equipment and a smoke grenade as the tactical for blocking enemy lines of sight. And with that is going to wrap it up on the gun guide for the ICR-1. As for my thoughts on the weapon, I think it's mid. The range might seem overwhelming at first, but there are other guns in the game which can do the job slightly better. Also, the close range time to kill is also very slow, and with the insufficient body multipliers, it is slightly difficult to achieve a 3-shot kill. Overall, if you're precise enough, you can beam people across the map with it, but if you miss your shots, your time to kill will rise up drastically because of its slow rate of fire. But I'd suggest you to give this weapon a shot and see whether you like it or not. And of course, those were just my thoughts on the ICR-1. I'd love to hear from you guys what you think of this weapon. Are you comfortable using this gun? Or you want some kind of buff that makes it better? Just let your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have any other weapon in mind, let me know which one you want me to cover next. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.